大家好，歡迎收睇熒幕八爪魚，我係主持人 Stephen。而家世界各地咧好多地方都已經係通翻關啦，咁所以咧好多喺外邊工作或者係讀書嘅朋友咧，都係選擇回家，翻返去佢哋嘅成長之地香港咁樣噶。分分鐘咧好可能同呢一套嘅綜藝一樣啊，感受良多噶。TVB 節目《回家》就邀請咗多位喺公屋長大嘅藝人，包括黎耀祥、森美、黎諾懿、謝君豪、吳業坤等等，重遊舊地，講下佢哋喺屋邨嘅成長經歷，細數屋邨嘅人情味，見下老朋友，回味舊日情懷，有時仲會有意外收穫添㗎。留意9點50新時代電視一台，一齊回家。情係永遠着迷，無論男女老友都會對愛情着迷。節目因為愛情，主持連詩雅走訪嚟自唔同界別嘅嘉賓，當中包括嚮往自由、以船為家嘅情侶，一齊創立品牌事業嘅夫妻，意外懷上3胞胎嘅戀人，仲有前香港小姐等等嘅愛情經歷故事，大家一齊分享彼此嘅愛情觀，帶出一個個經歷患難，對所愛不離不棄嘅動人故事。新時代電視一台3月3號談情說愛。愛嘅表達方式咧就有好多種嘅，而最簡單直接嘅就莫過於用身體力行嚟到去表達心意同埋誠意啦。最近獅門醫院咧就得到善長嘅捐贈㗎，而新設咗專門為診斷大腸癌而設嘅專業儀器，希望咧可以為更加多嘅病人咧帶嚟最好嘅治療㗎。即刻咧我哋請嚟 Dr. Ho 同我哋講下。Hello， 你好啊 Dr.
Ho。Hello，good afternoon。
我想知道啦，喺加拿大嚟講啦，大腸癌係咪都幾普遍㗎
？Colon cancer is the third most commonly diagnosed cancer in Canada, and it's the second leading cause of cancer death in men, and the third leading cause of cancer death in women. An average of about 67 Canadians are diagnosed with colon cancer every day.
原來係咁。咁新儀器點樣可以有效預防大腸癌？而病人又點樣知道自己係咪需要接受檢查呢
？That's a very good question. It's important to be screened because colon cancer is actually a preventable cancer. So screening is recommended for people who have, number one, a family history of colon cancer or polyps, especially if the affected family member was diagnosed at a younger age. And for average risk individuals, meaning people who do not have a family history and who do not have a history of colonic polyps, screening should start at least in BC at the age of 50 with either a FIT. A FIT is a fecal immunochemical test, so it tests the stool for the presence of blood, or with a colonoscopy. So a colonoscopy is basically a test whereby a long flexible tube with a high definition camera is used to examine the entire length of the colon, and we're essentially looking for polyps. Polyps are benign growths that can have potential to become cancerous. So if we find polyps, we remove them. So it removes and significantly reduces a person's risk of developing colon cancer.
咁患者係可以點樣受惠於呢一個新嘅設備呢？同埋點解獅門醫院係可以成為卑詩省第一個同埋全加拿大第2個擁有呢個設備嘅醫院啊？
Absolutely. So artificial intelligence technology, like the piece of equipment we have, will change the landscape of modern endoscopy. And it acts by improving and increasing polyp detection rates. So by doing that, we effectively reduce the incidence of colon cancer. In a clinical trial that was previously performed, the addition of such technology to high-definition colonoscopy increases the absolute adenoma detection rate. So that is the rate that we detect polyps. And it increases it by about 14.4%. And this represents a 30% relative increase in adenoma detection rate. And for every 1% increase, the patient's risk of colon cancer decreases by 3%. So at Lionsgate Hospital, we managed to obtain this technology because it's very new, and we were fortunate to have a generous donor who donated to our Lionsgate Hospital Foundation, who wanted specifically to make this type of technology available to us. And so we were given funds to purchased 4 of these equipment, 3 for Lionsgate Hospital and 1 for Squamish Hospital.
好嘅，多謝晒 Dr. 嘅詳盡介紹啊，同埋接受我哋今日嘅訪問㗎。嗱，接住落嚟咧，仲會有多一個關於原住民交流活動嘅訪問喎。我哋即刻有請 Margaret 同我哋講下第16屆 Coastal Dance Festival 啦。Hello， 你好啊
Margaret。Hello。
嗱，今年嘅慶典嚟到第16屆啦喎，可唔可以同我哋講下今年嘅目的係乜嘢啊？
The Coastal Dance Festival is a festival that's going to be celebrating its 16th year, and so we're really celebrating the relationships that have been built over this time, the connections with the Indigenous communities throughout the Northwest Coast, as well as Indigenous artists that have been part of the festival for a number of years.
嗱，咁我想知道咧，當中有啲咩嘅活動係值得觀眾去留意下嘅咧？我知道咧，今年都會有好多唔同嘅原住民藝術家參與嘅喎，同大家介紹一兩個啊。
Our festival is going to run March 2nd to 5th, and it's going to have a couple of artist sharings. So that's going to be an opportunity for our audiences to hear a little bit more from our artists about their practice as dancers, how it has connected to language and to land, and revitalization of Indigenous arts and culture. As well, we're going to be having evening performances and weekend performances that are pay what you can, so an ideal place for family audiences. We have over 15 dance groups that are going to be part of the Coastal Dance Festival this year, and over 100 artists. Some of the artists that will be coming for the first time are Rosie Belvey, who is a Kapahaka artist coming from New Zealand. We are going to have the Wagana Aboriginal dancers coming from Australia, and this is their second time at the Coastal Dance Festival. And this year they're going to be coming as a family and sharing some of the practices and dances of both of the men and women within their family. We're also going to be inviting fiddler to be part of our festival this year. Although they won't be sharing dance, they'll be sharing a bit of their Métis culture and traditions coming from Alberta. And for the most part, we're going to have artists that come from our communities on the Northwest Coast, Vancouver area, Vancouver Island, up into the Yukon and Alaska as well.
咦，咁聽落都幾 interesting 喎！如果想參加嘅觀眾可以點樣參與呢個活動先
？You can find more information on the Coastal Dance Festival at our website at damlahamid.ca or Google Coastal Dance Festival.
好，今日唔該晒 Margaret 嘅詳盡介紹啊！
Thank you so much for having me here today.
而家電視機前面嘅你咧，如果都想參與呢個咁精彩嘅活動嘅話，就千祈唔好錯過啦！嗱，華人植根溫哥華已經係有一段歷史㗎咯喎，唔知道大家有冇諗過第一批嘅華人到達卑詩省之後係乜嘢嘅狀況呢？ Sit at the Table 呢一個展覽咧，準備帶大家回到過去啊，了解一下華人遷徙嘅歷史啦，同埋為卑詩省作出嘅貢獻，大家一齊嚟睇下。喺卑詩省咧，好容易就食到地道正宗嘅華人美食。而喺呢一個咧非常有茶餐廳感覺嘅展覽度咧，亦都係呼應咗展覽嘅主題 A Sit at the Table 喎。
So we thought that the food and as an entry point to tell those stories worked in many ways. For one thing, it is often a nice way to exchange, and it's usually a good cultural bridge where people can kind of look at cultural differences in a way that's non-threatening, and everyone loves eating, so it works at that level. But also there's a double meaning, of course, of social justice, where we realize very quickly as we understand the history of migration, and specifically Chinese Canadian, that racism has been foundational to their experience and to the development of British Columbia, and that in order to create conditions that are more just for everyone, Chinese and other immigrants and Indigenous people have had to fight and make and create a seat at the table. So the idea was to feature those stories of people mobilizing, organizing to make change and to make this province a more just place.
曾經有人話過啦，要捉住一個人嘅心咧，就要捉住佢嘅胃㗎。雖然華人喺加拿大嘅移民歷史當中咧，就算係比較艱難。過去嘅華人除咗有開墾嘅貢獻，仲秉持住咧民以食為天嘅原則喎。於是乎咧，就喺呢一片土地上佔上咗屬於華人嘅一席之地啦。
Many were connected to the food industry. The exhibition, the Cedar Table, does feature kind of a 360 of where people are involved. So restaurant owners, grocers, agriculture. So they were in all kind of like the ecosystem of food. Chinese immigrants were always and continue to be heavily involved. And in fact, there is no British Columbia with the Chinese. Like they were critical in the food network, in the food security of the province. You have all these government officials saying, you know, the Chinese are feeding the province, really. Now they were doing that despite blatant racism. So working conditions, occupations they could do, wages, treatment, the not being able to vote until 1947. So all of these aspects made the life and the experience of migrating here extremely challenging. And despite that, people thrived. And that's what we see in those stories.
如果你對呢個展覽感興趣嘅話，就唔好猶豫啦。由今日開始到4月前，溫哥華博物館約定你啊！正所謂前人種樹，後人乘涼啦。如果冇前人嘅努力嘅話，我哋都唔會有而家咁舒適嘅生活環境㗎。而正因為係咁樣㗎，我哋都要為下一代着想，繼續捍衛自由，好好咁樣保護而家嘅生活環境。Cynthia， 你又覺得我講得啱唔啱呢？即刻將時間交俾你啊
！Steven， 我哋真係心有靈犀啦。講到環境，我哋今個禮拜都有2個展覽係同動物有關嘅噃。想知道展覽嘅詳細內容，千祈唔好行開啦！廣告之後，我哋繼續熒幕八爪魚。對於人類嚟講，冬天係一個休養生息嘅時間；而對於動物呢，冬天其實唔單止需要休息，更加係為咗不久將來嘅春天做好準備。講到多倫多最熱鬧嘅公園，一定要數位於 North York 嘅 Downsview Park 啦。佢哋一年四季都有舉辦唔同嘅項目，鼓勵大家嚟到公園探索大自然。當中嘅 Nature Connection 項目已經有超過10年嘅歷史啦。遊客喺導賞員嘅帶領之下，探索公園嘅動物，了解佢哋嘅生活習性。除此之外，大家更加有機會落手落腳參與唔同項目，保護動物㗎。
Nature Connections is our free family or anyone's welcome program that runs twice a month on the 2nd and 4th Sunday of each month. It's been running for more than 10 years, and the goal is to get families and individuals outdoors in nature and just having wonderful experiences with the outdoors. So right now, if you look around me, you'll see there's all different people, all different ages, outside building structures. So today's focus is all about winter structures. So what are our animals, what are people doing to keep warm, to keep safe over the winter months? So right now they're building some snail shelters. We have lots of snails around the park here, and we're building some shelters for them. We're also going to be doing some other shelters throughout our time together, thinking about humans as well as larger animals.
Nature Connection 項目每個禮拜都有唔同嘅主題，時間大約係90分鐘。下個禮拜 March Break 活動將會帶大家探索冬天嘅樹木，了解樹木品種之餘，更加學習相關嘅保育知識。而喺4月份，公園更加舉辦1年1度嘅清潔日，鼓勵大家一齊打理守護公園。主辦方希望透過活動鼓勵大家親大自然，享受戶外活動嘅樂趣啊！
We welcome everyone to join us for Nature Connections. It is a free program, so we try to reduce all barriers to participation. We want everyone to get outdoors, and so you can be a family, you can be an adult, individual, either one is absolutely welcome. All the information is on our website at downsviewpark.ca. We also offer other free programming for toddlers and for adults. And so our goal is to get as many people outdoors in Downsview Park enjoying the nature, especially in winter when it's a bit harder to get outdoors.
貓貓狗狗係人氣嘅寵物選擇，不過其實寵物嘅種類絕對唔止佢哋㗎。加拿大爬蟲展就向大家介紹呢啲雖然冷門，但係絕對有趣嘅新寵物啦。加拿大爬蟲展 Canadian Reptile Expo 係加拿大最大型嘅爬蟲類寵物博覽會，活動有各種爬蟲類寵物商家參與，更加有各種同爬蟲寵物相關嘅用品同服務㗎噃。
We're here at the first Reptile Expo for 2023 at the International Center. We have over 120 vendors here today representing the best breeders in Canada of captive-bred reptiles for pet companions for families. It includes bearded dragons, ball pythons, leopard geckos, all captive produced here. So it's an exciting time, and the real focus of the show is to promote responsible pet ownership, to engage and to share knowledge that the breeders bring here every day. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a family event, and we hope everyone can come out in February when we're back. The most exciting part about having a reptile as a pet is it's the entire pet itself. It's a naturalistic terrarium, it's the engagement level, it's the education part, and they're no different than a dog or cat. The only difference is probably you don't have to clean up the litter box, you don't have to take it for a walk, and it's a pet when you want it to be a pet. They're phenomenal animals, and they're basically at the same level of acceptance as a companion pet in the family as a dog and cat today. So it's a great animal, and we encourage everyone to do their research first, though, before making that lifetime commitment to the reptiles.
飼養爬蟲類已經唔係啲咩新鮮事，不過唔同爬蟲類寵物都對飼養嘅條件同埋環境有唔同嘅需求。舉個例子啊，飼養蜥蜴就需要主人為佢哋準備一個爬蟲箱，箱入面嘅溫度要長期保持喺攝氏24到31度。如果你養嘅係鬆獅蜥，你就需要額外準備可以替代太陽嘅燈具。另外，爬蟲沙、迷你山洞以及水盆都係不可缺少㗎。如果你飼養嘅係樹棲性蜥蜴，就要準備攀爬用嘅樹枝以及種類豐富嘅蔬果作為飼料。為咗令動物可以揾到一個愛錫自己嘅主人以及一個5星級的家，主辦方一再提醒大家喺作出飼養決定之前，一定要做好功課。一旦決定帶寵物返屋企，就要照顧佢哋一生一世啊！
Any pet is a challenge on the aspect of knowing how long you're committing to that animal's life. You're the caretaker for that pet, whether it's a hamster, a budgie, leopard gecko, or a dog or cat. That's the biggest challenge that people have to get over when they first engage in looking at bringing the pet into their family. It's a lifetime commitment. They're not a novelty by any means. So research, and we know that the breeders here today are sharing that message as well, and that's very important.
家居博覽會 Home Expo 隆重回歸，為大家介紹最新嘅家居潮流，各種家居新熱潮、新科技，為大家一網打盡，一齊睇下有冇你杯茶啦！多倫多家居博覽會為大家帶嚟有關家居嘅一站式購物體驗。喺呢度，你可以揾到唔同嘅建築材料、裝修承建商同埋家居產品。活動今年更加同後花園博覽會合作，為大家帶嚟室內、室外嘅家居潮流。
Well, after a 3-year absence, we are back with the Home and Reno Show at the International Center, and this year we're excited to be partnered with the Backyard Living Expo. That means that there's everything for your home, both inside and outside, and we've got, if you need a contractor or a renovator, they're all here to help you make the big decisions about how to improve your home. We've got more than 200 vendors and experts at the show, so if you're looking to do a new roof, windows, renovation like taking down a wall or putting on an addition, maybe you want to turn your unfinished basement into proper living space or even an apartment, we've got the experts that are here on site to talk to you about that.
提到最受歡迎嘅項目，主辦方就話一定係室外家居莫屬啊！家 加拿大冬天長，夏天短，難得可以留喺室外嘅時間，大家當然想盡情享受啦。唔少人都會提前做好資料搜集，為翻新屋企嘅花園做好準備。每年嘅冬天同春天就係翻新花園嘅好時機啦。
When you get to the show, you'll notice that right away we've got patio furniture on the inside of the entrance. And on a cold day like this, there's nothing we're looking forward to more than getting outside. So you'll see a lot of content for backyard renovators, landscapers, furniture suppliers, things like awnings and fences, garden activities. All of those things really get us thinking about spring, and now's the perfect time to talk to those vendors to make orders for the springtime.
如果要為冬天選擇一個顏色，咁就一定係白色啦。白色對於我代表無限可能，對於藝術家唔知又代表啲咩呢？多倫多大學藝術館最新展覽 Concept of White 探討白色喺文化、藝術同埋種族背景之下唔同嘅意義。探討白色嘅第一個角度，無可避免一定要提到白人種族以及背後嘅文化。白人呢個概念起源於殖民時期。公元17世紀，歐洲各國通過航海大量建立殖民地，而殖民者去到唔同嘅地方，見識到唔同嘅種族，慢慢佢哋唔再以文化劃分種族，而係透過膚色將人分為唔同嘅類別。膚色喺殖民時期第一次擁有文化意義，而呢個時候白色概念背後包含嘅係一種封閉、傲慢又局限嘅精神。第二個關於白色嘅角度就同藝術有關啦。喺西方美術概念，白色代表純潔以及高貴。除咗展出白色嘅唔同意義，呢度嘅藝術品亦都有唔同嘅媒介噃。就好似呢個雕像咁，雖然佢係古希臘雕像嘅複製品，不過製作嘅方式就係時下最流行嘅 3D 打印。有藝術家更加利用人工智能製作同白色相關嘅藝術品，無論係雕塑、影像、科技定係攝影，主辦方都希望大家可以由多樣化嘅視覺了解白色背後嘅意義。策劃今次藝術展嘅兩位藝術家，一位擁有加拿大原住民血統，另一位係牙買加裔加拿大人。佢哋希望大家可以了解喺唔同族裔文化下白色嘅含義，令到公眾反思主流嘅白色美學。展覽通過4年嘅策劃，凝聚咗一眾藝術家嘅心血。下個禮拜，佢哋將會舉辦網上會議，解答公眾嘅疑問，同大家一齊探討藝術。純白概念藝術展覽將會持續到3月25號。想睇展覽或者參與更多相關活動，大家不妨到佢哋嘅官方網站睇下啦。原來白色都可以有咁多種類同變化，從藝術家嘅視角出發，永遠都可以見到生活帶俾我哋嘅新驚喜。Stephen， 你話係唔係啊？
冇錯係啊 ，Cynthia 嗱，白色咧雖然係單純，但係佢嘅純潔同埋光澤啊，可以呈現到好多唔同嘅層次變化嘅。同時間亦都係提醒咗我哋喺日常生活當中咧，只要我哋用心發掘啦，亦都可以有好多意外驚喜㗎。嗱，講到呢度，我哋今集時間亦都係差唔多啦。下個星期我哋熒幕八爪魚再見啦，拜拜。